Said you stopped working
Yeah.
after 17 years.
Yeah.
A career that was paying well,
Yeah.
that was taking care of the family.
Yeah. At one point, I just started talking to God, okay, I'm ready to leave here. What's more for me? What else do you have for me? Like, for me, I had to realize, because I couldn't understand for a minute, like, why am I so hurt about this job that I asked God to remove me from? I started driving to work. I wasn't listening to music anymore. I was driving home. Not listening to music. I was talking to God because I was being mandated. I couldn't go to a lot of my family events because I had to work, and I had a lot of people reach out to me because I quit my job. You quit your job and they want me to encourage them to quit their job. Well, I'm not that person because it may have worked out great for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work out for you. And I don't want you to ever look at me and be like, well, you told me to quit. Well, no, the first thing I would tell you to do is make sure your money is up. Make sure your credit card bills is paid off.
Well, as y'all can see, y'all see how this is started. Welcome back to another episode of the Stab Lab Podcast, man, a place where we just kick back, laugh, relax, and enjoy the good vibes. I got one question, though. Do you want to quit your 9 to 5 to follow your dreams? You know what I'm saying? To pursue something that you always wanted to do? Have you ever thought, like, man, will I make it? Like, will I make enough money? Will I be a provider like I'm supposed to be? Do you ever get stuck in your comfort zone, you know what I'm saying, and be like, wow, this job really not taking me to the places where I need to be? Well, today on episode 84, we have a writer, a producer, a director, all in one, man. Somebody who left her career of 17 years. Y'all hear that? A career of 17, not 4, not 5, 17. So she had her stuff together. A well-known filmmaker, somebody who followed her dreams, the host of Raw with Renika, Miss McQueen-Echols. How you doing today?
I am good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming and spending time with me at Stab Lab. I don't know if y'all heard the synopsis of the Stab Lab movie, but she just ran it down, man. And y'all be surprised if I come out with a movie in a couple years. But I'm really, really appreciated for you stepping in the lab and spending some time with me. And, we just kicking it, you know what I'm saying, vibing like how we do. Let's do a vibe check real quick, though.
Okay.
If you was writing a letter to God, give me like a short letter. How would it go?
I would just be like, dear God, I just wanted to take this time and sit down and write this letter and tell you thank you, give you all the praise, all the glory, everything that you've done for me, how you've protected me, not only me, but my family. Thank you for allowing me to still have this time on earth with my children, to be here for my children, my parents, my husband, and just everybody that I love. I know you've done so many things for me that are amazing, and people are looking in thinking I have this great life. But my biggest blessing is just time on earth with my family. So I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing, everything that you've done, and everything that you're going to do. And even when my mouth sometimes may say things that are ungrateful, always, God, please refer back to my heart.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen.
That was a prayer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's what my letter would be like, no.
Listen, that was a prayer, though, right there. I appreciate that, though, because right now we are in perilous times.
Yeah.
And we need heavy prayer over everybody. Today we laid my man to rest. Rest in peace, M. And that was the first time that I've seen somebody close, be buried. And I realized that my relationship with God is growing closer because I know when you're absent from the body, you closer, or you with God.
Yeah.
And it really helped me, stay strong for him and his family.
Yeah.
And like I said, we need prayer more than anything. It was some bad stuff that, whatever. But
well, I'm sorry for your loss.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. But it just put in retrospect, like, life is really real.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just talking to him last week, and now he's upstairs with the Lord.
Yeah.
And one day we all gonna be there, but I just want to be more intentional about life, about what I'm doing, people I'm around, the things that I'm saying, the things that I'm speaking. So thank you for that prayer for not only you and your family, but for me too. I appreciate it. What's one thing that you feel that's overrated that everybody love?
What's overrated that everybody loves? Liquor.
You feel like it's overrated?
I feel like it's overrated. It's so disgusting. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do drink. I will have a drink. You know what I'm saying? Because the feeling that it gives you, when you're calm, relaxed, and things like that, you just feel good. But it's still so overrated because it is so disgusting.
It is.
It is disgusting.
And I just started drinking liquor maybe like I'll say 10 years ago. Because it's nasty.
Me and
it's
you
like,
both. Like, I'm really just getting to drinking a little bit more because it is nasty.
Yeah, and it's like you forcing the taste. You know what I'm saying? So
you just drinking it, it's going down, it's burning, you know?
You got ugly faces. Like, no, for sure. I didn't think you were going to say that. I thought I was the only person who felt like that. I'm glad you said that.
No, chest on fire, baby.
Yeah, and people used to drink, I think, Grey Goose back in the day, or 1800. I don't know how they do that. Yeah. You a clown. Patron strong. Patron
is strong.
Patron is very strong.
Liquor itself is just very strong.
Yeah.
You know. I would prefer a glass of wine or something like that. But, you know, when I'm with my husband, he drinks liquor.
Okay.
He'll drink wine too. But liquor is so strong.
Yeah. I think that's a manly thing too, though. I'm not saying that all men, don't kill me in the comments, y'all. Yeah. I'm just saying it's more of a manly, masculine thing. You don't really see men drinking wine that much. Yeah. And I think we should start, though, fellas. Yeah. I really think we should start incorporating
There's nothing wrong with drinking wine, especially if you having some wine with your girl, your wife, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Because she might not be into liquor, but y'all still want to have a drink together. So if she drinks wine, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't never really into liquor. I think I started drinking liquor to have a drink with my husband because he enjoys a shot from time to time or a drink or whatever it is. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me have a drink with my husband. And, you know, back then he wasn't into wine, you know, but now he will. He'll have a glass of wine with me.
Okay. Yeah. Can you give us one good recommendation of wine just in case we don't know? So
I can't say a brand specifically, but red wines are good. A good sweet red wine, you know what I'm saying? Nothing too dry. Or a white wine. I do not like certain wines give me a headache. So like the cheaper, I would say the cheaper the brand, because you know you can go into the store and you can get some wine that's pretty expensive and you get some that's real cheap. I think the cheaper brands make my head hurt. So. Okay, that makes sense though, because like the cheaper liquor make your head hurt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think as we get older, our bodies just kind of be like, look. You can't do all of this. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't drink all night and wake right back up like you was 20. I don't want to drink all night. But it's still people that do. And it's like, y'all crazy. No, like I be on social media looking and these girls be throwing that liquor back. I'm talking about shots straight. They be having a good time. I would die. Me too. I would freaking die. Me too. I would die. I gotta have like some lemonade in it or something like that. They straight drop. They drink it straight. And be just so cute, so you know, makeup done, hair done, throwing that liquor back. So yeah, it's a little different, man. I don't know what's going on right now. And last but not least, what's an unpopular opinion that you have? Say it again. I'm sorry. What's one unpopular opinion that you have? An unpopular opinion that I have. That I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Okay. I would say that that's unpopular because a lot of people I'm hearing are not voting for her. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Because they have an issue with her background or something like that. But, you know, I mean, I'm not 100% happy with everything that they've done, but I'm not 100% unhappy either. And I'm definitely not happy with Trump. Right. You know, so... But I think a lot of people in their mind want to vote for Trump because of like money and different things that he's offering us. Yeah. I hear a lot of people say he gave us those stimulus checks or he did this or he did this. And I think the rich people want to vote for him because of the tax credits and the cuts that they give them. They don't have to pay. We have to pay it, you know, things like that. So I don't know. But I think that would be one. Okay. You know. I think a lot of people can resonate with that though. You know what I'm saying? It's just like like the best of, like, what do we do at this point? You know, and it's sad. You don't know because it's terrible. It's like, what do we do? Even if we don't want to vote for Kamala, like, we don't want to vote for Trump, but it's like we almost in the middle. Yeah, it's like, what do we do? And I really tread lightly on talking about politics. Yeah. Politics can go way left.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You say one word, especially when you got a social media, like it can go, oh my God.
Now you cancel. You
cancel,
like
right.
That.
So it's like I tread
support you.
So but I still feel like we all have views and we should all be respected of whoever we want to vote for or whatnot.
And you should be able to have a conversation where you can agree to disagree too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I talked to someone that I know, we're pretty cool. We have a good relationship. And she's voting for Donald Trump, and she told me her reasons why and things like that. And she even educated me on some things that I did not know that he had done. That I was like, oh, okay. Well, I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm still voting for my girl, and I told her why. And she was like, okay, well, And we didn't tear each other eyes out and hear out. We just had that conversation. She learned a couple of things from me. I learned a couple of things from her, and we kept it pushing.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Like now we're in a world where you can't say nothing on your own. You can't
say it on social media. You can't even say it in the comments, baby. You will get attacked. You look at it, your phone 30 minutes later, you got 947 people dragging you for filth.
It's oh my God. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah. But I do got one thing I want to say. Why would NailNet give me $90,000 when I was 18? Why wouldn't they give me money for a business loan when I'm 30, when I got everything figured out? Not everything, but I got a business plan. I got things in order to make me and my family successful. Yeah. I got things that I worked out, but they telling me no. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is the system already set up for us to fail?
I think so sometimes when it comes to certain things. Just like me working at the prison for 17 years. I think that people on the outside think that when you sent to prison, it's the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Oh, it's not. Mm-hmm. You getting free meals, free clothes, free gym, because they got a gym. They can work out all day long with all the same equipment that you got, and the exercise places at home. You know what I'm saying? They got free cable. They get jobs. They can make a little money in there. The only thing they can't do is go where they want to go. Yeah. If your family love you and support you, they still can come see you. Especially if you're in medium custody, they can come 7 days a week down there. So, I mean, it's not as bad as people think it is. And I think that they make it comfortable for you to want to come back. Because guess what? You a check.
Damn, I ain't think of that.
Yeah.
That's
they get
crazy.
paid. It's just like the school systems get paid for the students, on count day. They want you to come to school and make sure you're there. Well, for each prisoner that is in prison, they're getting a check. Right. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's just like, it just put a lot of things in perspective for me. And it's like, damn, was it set up from the beginning, like from our mothers and, from them, like the information that they was taught. And then they pass it down to us and we just, graduate from high school, go to college, get a degree, go to work, vacation 2 times a year. Like, was that the American dream? Like, was that set up for us? And I think that now we are breaking out of that. Like how you said, you know what? I'm not going to work here no more after 17 years. I'm about to follow my dreams. Yeah. And I really feel like they don't like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't supposed to be following your dreams. What you mean? Following your dreams? Like, your dreams.
Well, I don't even think that we're not supposed to be following our dreams. We're not supposed to be getting as educated as we are. We're not supposed to be going as far as we are. We're not supposed to be getting as ahead as other people are. We're not even supposed to be on their level, touching their levels. You know what I'm saying? Right. And when they think that you've gotten too far, or you're doing too great, or you're getting too big, they find a way to knock you back down and remind you of who they say is in charge.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's why they taking away TikTok and all of that stuff. It's
I definitely think people think that they, they just don't want the kids. It's too much. Well, why they ain't doing it to Instagram or Facebook? TikTok has a lot of education on there. It is not just about the dancing and all of that. If you go on TikTok, like I follow people who have had cancer, they changed their whole diet, they stopped eating all these foods, they only drinking water, eating fruit, and they're doing stuff. Go back to the doctor. It's gone. There's no cancer. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. They are educating you a lot on TikTok about a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? And so people are learning from that. They don't want you to learn.
Hell no.
Because guess what? If you guys figure out how to change your own diets and do your own things and cure your own illnesses and sicknesses, how are we going to make the money that is keeping us rich? And you know what I'm saying? Medicine is $1 billion, thing, more than that. But if you don't need the medicines and you find out just eating fruits and vegetables and eating onions and eating, garlic and all of this stuff, ginger, and it's going to flush your system out, and you're drinking your waters and you're avoiding this old meat from the supermarket. You take meat out your diet and different things like that. You just really learn. And now you're curing your own self. It's one less customer.
Listen, I went to the doctor last week. And he was like, "What you here for?" And I'm like, "A yearly checkup, you know what I'm saying? A physical, whatever." He like, "You look healthy to me." Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Damn, so people don't
just
come
I look healthy?
Yeah, like people don't come and check up, you know what I'm saying?
It could be something growing in my body right now.
Right, but if you not obese or you look sickly or you cripple or whatever it is, they like, "Okay, well, you don't need us," or, what are you here for? You get what I'm saying? I kind of felt like, damn, like for real, like you don't know what's going on internally. But I'm not gonna lie though, TikTok has taught me how to juice, how to go on a 30-day fast, like, and I'm damn near like, wow, like my body has changed drastically. I'm sorry, on how I think, how I move, and everything. So it's like it's just something that was on my mind.
You
for
can
the last
learn a lot on there. You can learn, like I see a lot of mothers, like myself, who were raised maybe a different way, and now they're trying the gentle parenting thing, or they're just learning how to say I'm sorry to their children, or different things that old school parents didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So you see that, and you see how it affects the kids, and you're like, oh, and so now you might incorporate that in how you move and mix it with a little of the old school and a new school, and see the difference it makes in the communication with your kids. You know what I'm saying? Or how they respond to you, how they loving on you, how you loving on them. I actually saw something on TikTok one time that changed my whole, because I used to be this mom where when your kids get up in the morning, if they're lollygagging, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing or whatever, you fussing and cussing and I gotta tell you this over and over again, you know what you're supposed to be doing. That was me. I was that mom, but to me, I'm just doing my mom thing, getting everybody situated, getting them. But I saw a mother talk about how she doesn't wake her child up with that, even if they don't, you know what I'm saying? And how she talks to them with more love, more gentleness. Hey, good morning, get up. I know you dragging, you tired, because at the end of the day, kids could be tired just like you. When you get up to go to work, you tired, or you might forget your keys, or you might be dragging, and it just changed my whole perspective.
Yes.
So, now when I wake my kids up, I try to be like, hey, baby, get up for school. Come on, you tired? I know, even with my teenager, I definitely used to be on him because he definitely don't like to get up and be
my son don't like to get up.
So, I just had to, I really liked where she was coming from with that.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not saying that I still don't every now and then be like, but it's just not as regular as it was. Yeah. And I see the difference.
Yeah.
So, you learn a lot of stuff,
Yeah. I really
Social media doesn't have to be all bad.
It's what you consume.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You got to really watch what you consume. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of, your career and stuff like that. What up, though? It's Calvin with the Stab Lab Podcast. Look, I want to shout out to Var Juice for sponsoring this episode. I need y'all to do me a favor and go check them out as soon as possible. They got plenty of locations, and they got some of the best fresh squeezed fruit juice I've ever tasted in my life. Our bodies need it, and we need to detox every once in a while. But they also got smoothies, they got ice cream, they got a whole variety of stuff. And make sure y'all say Calvin sent y'all and get y'all a little discount. How were you brought up? Like you said, you kind of like changed a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like give us a little bit of how you was brought up.
So I will say this, because I do not want to offend my mom. I was brought up, I went to some of the best schools, private schools. I had like the nice cars and different things like that, stuff like that. But the relationship was not the best. And so how I was brought up, I try to be different from my mom. You know what I'm saying? So... Yeah,
I get it. I get it.
I'm sorry.
I get it. No, I'm sorry. Because sometimes I pull out the realness. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to, but it's just like I just be interested. But I get it, though. I understand, though.
And then, okay, so for instance, I'm different. Like I tell my kids, like, do what makes you happy. As long as you're a good person, you believe in God, and you're doing the right thing. I ain't saying be a fool for people, but be happy. Do the things that make you happy.
Yeah.
Choose the careers that make you happy. Like, I'm not the mom that's gonna be like, you gotta be a doctor, you have to be this, or you gotta be that. I'm not even a doctor. So why would I push that on you? You find a career that makes the money for you, that pays your bills and allow you to live a comfortable life without begging other people and stuff like that, begging and borrowing or whatever. And if you're comfortable with at the space that you're living, and I'm not saying don't ever advance and grow.
Yeah.
But I'm saying do the things that make you happy. We only get one life, one mind, one body.
Right.
And you can't redo a day over. So wake up happy. Happiness is a choice. That's also something that I learned. You can't depend on other people, your partner, whoever it is. Of course, you want them to add to your happiness, but you have to wake up every day and choose to be happy and say, even with everything that's going on around me or whatever's going on in my life, I am going to find all the good aspects of it, and I'm going to just try to be happy, and I'm going to focus on that. Whatever I can't change, it is what it is.
Okay.
You know,
like
and that's just kind of what I teach my kids.
Okay, I like that. I like that. So, question: if your kids decided not to go to college because you graduated from Osborne, right? And do you feel as if, like I said, if they chose not to go, say, "Mom, I don't want to go to college," would you be mad at them and tell them like, okay, you're going to be less successful? Because that's kind of what our parents told us. Like, if you don't go to college, you're not going to be successful. And
that's the thing. My parents didn't tell me that.
They didn't tell you that?
My mom told me college was a waste of money.
What?
Yes, that's what my mother told me, because I had a couple of cousins in my family that went to college and they couldn't find the jobs that they, when they got their degree to make the money and different things like that. So she was going off of that. Plus, my mother didn't go to college.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So in her mind, college wasn't necessary because she still felt like with the life, that her and my daddy was living back then, they were successful. They had good credit. They had houses that they bought and owned. They had cars, and they were able to send me to private school and stuff like that. And they didn't go to college.
Right.
So to them, but that's not why my opinion is what it is. At the end of the day, I would want them to go to college and get a degree and be educated more. Of course, I would love that for them. But if they said, I don't want to go to college, I want to do my own thing, I'm going to support them any way that I can to help whatever that thing is, try to be successful, and they succeeding, because it's a lot of people who own successful businesses who did not go to college.
Yeah.
50 Cent said he ain't go to college, but everybody that worked for him did.
Yep, that's
real.
You
know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real, though.
Do I want them to have a degree on the wall? Yes, I would love that. But if they can be successful in what they do and make money and live a great life without going to college, because that's what they choose,
so be it.
So be
Listen
it.
here, but I don't know about them student loans, brother. Y'all got to get some scholarships or something, man. So how do you balance being a wife, an entrepreneur, a filmmaker, a mother, all in one? Like, what keeps you balanced?
What keeps me balanced is my schedule. Most of the time, I work it around my family life. My family comes first. Then everything else comes after them. Okay. So if, let's say, you were to book me to produce something for you, I look at the dates, the schedule, look at my calendar, see what my kids got going on, my husband got going on, and then if maybe a couple of the days interfere with something that they're doing, I'll sit down with my husband or my kids and see how we can figure it out, where they can help me with the baby. The youngest is 7 or something like that, but other than that, it's them first.
Okay.
Yeah, I still get the job done, but it's them first. I just put them first.
Yeah. Earlier we was talking about, man caves and woman caves and things of that sort. And we don't hear about woman caves. Like, so give me just a little bit about what you think women should have. Almost like a man cave, but we kind of said like a...
I said something like a wine cave.
Okay.
I said where, a woman have her atmosphere and it's just so beautiful and it's decorated, and they have wine if they like wine, different bottles of wine they can have in there. So when they go in there, relax, put them a glass of wine, read a book, whatever. Also, I said the tea room.
Tea room,
So
right.
if you don't like wine or you don't drink at all, but you like tea, a lot of women like tea, make you a good cup of tea. When your friends come over, they come in that room, they spill all the tea, talk, things like that. Or if you're a person that likes to read, your own little library or a book room or whatever you want to come up for, the knowledge room because it's full of books, you know what I'm saying, where you're learning. But I think women definitely need their own space too.
Yeah, most definitely.
They need their own space too because just in the real world, there are a lot of women who are, even if they have somebody in the home with them, they could be married, they could have a partner, whatever. They still have the kids that they're looking after most of the time. A lot of them still work. They still pay bills. They still do a lot of the things that the men do too. So, men be like, I need my man cave or whatever. I just need a space where don't nobody bother me. Women definitely need a space where they're not being bothered because a woman can't go to the bathroom without the baby knocking on the door.
No, it's a fact. That's a fact.
Mama, let me in. Or even your spouse. Baby, what you in there doing? You cooking? Or whatever the case.
Right.
So I think women need their own space too.
Yeah, most definitely. I do. I'm an advocate for that. You know what I'm saying? It don't. At first, I didn't think about it because we don't think about it.
Yeah.
But when you brought it up, I'm like, oh wow, y'all don't really get that.
Yeah.
So, you said you stopped working.
Yeah.
After 17 years.
Yeah.
A career that was paying well.
Yeah.
That was taking care of the family.
Yeah.
You said you had to drive back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I drove from Southfield to Ypsilanti every day.
Wow.
6 days a week.
That's amazing. That goes to show you how strong women is.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't doing that. But I ain't doing that. I'm like, forget y'all. But talk a little bit about your support system in doing that. Like, was your husband there? Like, what was your emotions? What was his emotions? Did he speak life into you? Did he talk to you? Like,
you mean when I quit?
Yeah, like the day like you quit. Like, what was your emotions?
So I had been talking to him about it for quite some time. Like, I want to quit that job. I want to quit. And he would always be like, well, quit then. Because, shoot, I think the last time he worked for somebody else, he was like in his early 20s, like kids fresh out of college or whatever the case may be, and then he got his own business. So to him, that's the life, right. That's all he knows is having your own business. But and even though he said it in the back of my mind, I still, and this is just me being a super independent person, I'm like, no, I gotta wait and make sure my money is rolling in good and things like that, because I can't see me depending solely on a man. Like, just, can I have money to go get a new pack of underwear, or I can't do it. Some women can, shout out to y'all, but that's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? And so, I just wanted to make sure that everything was still going great with this movie stuff. And then I talked to a couple of people, some of my friends, some of them had the mentality, one of them in particular was like, you gonna quit this good paying job and you gonna, and I'm like, yeah, sis, I'm gonna leave it. When I talked to my mom about it, she kind of said the same thing. But I think it was my dad who put the icing on the cake for me. And he was just like, look, baby, you smart. You doing your movie thing. You got your money rolling in. He was like, worst case scenario, you quit, you have to get another job. Okay, go back to work. Yeah. He said, but if it works for you, then you don't have to work. Do your own thing. See what you want to do. He said, but don't be scared. And he just was like, again, if you have to, you need to find a job later, you will. You smart. You've done it before. And I just was like, and then I got a call from one of my sergeants I was really, really close to, and I'm not going to say his name because he still worked for the state. But he told me he was quitting. And we talked on the phone for a little while. And, not quitting, he was leaving, going somewhere else, but still with the state of Michigan at a prison. And I was like, well, shoot, if you leaving your last day Thursday, when I come to work, that's going to be my last day Thursday. And I got to work, and I was going back and forth with myself about putting in my 2-week notice. And I was like, man, just go on and do it. If you don't do it now, you ain't going to ever do it. I went in that office, sent them that 2-week notice, and I didn't even come back after that. That was wow. And I haven't looked back since. It'll be 4 years in 2025 in the summer, July. It'll be 4 years. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Barb too, man. She almost T-Barb, that's my baby.
That's my dog. Yeah. She said it was almost the same thing.
Yeah. She worked for the state of Michigan like I did, but she did something different. Yep. And she quit too.
Yep. So how important is it to be around friends like that?
What?
To talk life into you, you know what I'm saying? Going through stuff like that. Like,
man, amazing.
Yeah.
Because guess what? And it's very much needed because everybody doesn't understand. You know what I'm saying? There are some people right now that, who are still at their jobs and still, working their 9 to 5 or whatever it is like that. And so you can't have the same conversation. I mean, you can, but
they're not gonna really understand.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They really not gonna understand. Man, me and T Barb get on the phone. We have to be like, okay, friend, okay. Because we be on the phone for 2 to 3 hours. No, I kid you not. If T Barb called me at 10, we on the phone at 1:30.
Shout out to Barb,
I could be washing dishes, cleaning up. She doing her thing. She in the office doing whatever she's doing. But we're talking about our goals. Mm-hmm. We're talking about money freely that we've made or we plan to make. And we feel very comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about connections. She's telling me what she's going to do, who she going to introduce me to. If I got a plug, I'm telling her, friend, well, I know this person. The conversation be so good. Yeah. And then all in the midst of that, she's super funny, so she cracking jokes.
Right.
I think I'm funny, so I'm cracking jokes.
For sure.
So it's just amazing. And then I have another good girlfriend, Angie, that I talk to. She didn't quit her job. She's a nurse, but still just... to have those friends that are super supportive. And then they be sending me stuff like, hurry up and get rich so I can quit. My other friend that's still a nurse. But it still feel good to know that, like, my friends believe in me. And they, they like, girl, I ain't mad or jealous because when you hit it big, I hit it big with you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's amazing because you don't have that a lot. No, a lot of people don't have that.
You got to really cherish those type of friendships. Like you said, people don't have those type of friendships no more. Yeah. We don't at all. So let's get into a little bit of the movie stuff like that. Okay. Your first, you wrote a book in 2007.
Yeah, you did your homework.
Come on, man. You know what I mean?
Did your homework. I mean, I ain't say nothing, but even you was like, you graduated from Osborne. I'm like, oh, he did his homework. He know all my business.
I mean, I'm the best at this. You know what I'm saying? But you wrote your book in 2007. Yeah. Then you took a little break. Yeah. It was a 12-year break.
A long break.
Yeah, 12-year break. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about like why you took that break? Was it just
because you know what? When I wrote the book, being honestly, it was not my plans to continue to write books and be an author or anything like that. What happened was I met a prisoner. She passed away, but she had wrote a book, and I used to write short stories at work to keep me awake. I was on midnights for a long time. And so I would let my coworkers read them, and they would be like, you need to finish this. Like, you got some talent. You need to write a book. And so they would always say that, and I'd be like, whatever. But even at that time, we were reading a lot. We were reading a lot of the books that were coming out, The Coldest Winter Ever and things like that. And so one night I came to work, and one of the officers, I don't remember who it was, but shout out to them. They was like, it's somebody I want you to meet. So I'm like, okay. They're like, when we go to lunch, we going to go over to Unit Burns, whatever it was. I think it was like Burns A or B. And I was like, okay. So we went over there, and she took me up to a prisoner's room, and she was like, this is Tanika Lynch. And she wrote a book. She had got a book deal, and the book was called Horror. Really good book. And she was like, yeah, she got a book deal, and I just wanted you to meet her because y'all both writers and very talented, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. So me and her talked for a minute. So instantly, I have always been the type of person, if I feel like I want to try something, I'm going to do it to prove a point to me. Right. So I was like, oh, well, if she in prison and she writing books and she can get a book deal and all of this, I work here, but I got all the resources outside because I'm working. I can do it on my own. So it was just kind of a challenge to me. And once I wrote it and self-published it, and I got it in like Barnes and Nobles, had a book signed in there, and a couple of other bookstores and things like that. I wrote it, and then I just kind of put it down. And I was busy with work and raising kids and being married, and it just wasn't nothing that I was like, I'm just going to keep writing books. It was just something I did to see if I can do.
So what was it that brought you back 12 years later to start the movie? So
with that, 12 years later, it was Sweetest Day was coming up. And I remember looking on the internet, and I kept seeing that there was this movie premiere coming up at the Southfield AMC Theater. And I'm like, dang, somebody here made a movie. Like, I was impressed. I wanted to see what was going on with that. So I called them. His name is Beezy Jones. Shout out to Beezy and his wife, Tori Monet. But I called him. He pulled up on me. I bought some tickets. Went to the movie premiere. It was his very first movie, too. And the line was around the corner. They had a red carpet. Everybody was dressed nice. It was just a beautiful thing. It was huge. It was just all these black people there. It was just pictures and just, it was nice. And I was like, oh. So I went in the theater. I watched the movie. And when I watched the movie, I was like, I want to do this. I can do this.
Okay.
So what I did was, after that, I ended up, I think I found his wife on social media. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I was at the movie premiere. I love what y'all did. I would like to make a movie. And she said, okay, you got a script? I said, no, I don't have a script, but I have a book that I can turn into a script. And she was like, okay, well, let's meet up. My husband is out of town, but when he get back, we'll meet with you to get the book. I met with them at Tropical Smoothie. They got the book. She said, if we like it, we'll call you. I think it was like in a week or something like that. If we don't like it, you won't hear from us, you know. So I was like, okay, cool. So I think it was like the 6th day, and I was like, well, dang, they must didn't like it. And she called me saying, my husband loved the book. We want to work with you. So what's your budget? Things like that. I'm like, budget? I don't know nothing about no budget. What was y'all budget? Right. And they told me, and I was like, okay, that's my budget. Right. Didn't have that budget money, but I was like, I'm going to come up with it. But anyway, to make a long story short, I end up making my first movie, and that's when I realized I had a passion for filmmaking. Wow. And I've been making movies ever since. Okay. Yeah.
So is that how Chasing Connor came?
Yeah, Chasing Connor came about because our boys, the baby boys, are chasing Connor. So I just named it after them.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Something that you can leave to them, like a real legacy, like a real purpose. Yeah. So you have 3 movies out now.
Yeah, I have 3 movies and a series that just came out. Okay. The series came out August the 16th. Okay. Yeah.
They're all on Tubi?
They're all on Tubi. They're on Amazon Prime, Roku, Pluto, Google Play, YouTube Movie Rental. They're on like 8 streaming networks. It might be more. I don't keep up with it. I ain't gonna lie as much as I should. But yes, they all are on Tubi. That is one of the streaming networks that is on.
You said you are basically self-made.
Yeah.
Like you do all this on your own. Yes. No investors.
Yep, no investors. Nope.
Extra help. None of that. How does that feel as a black woman doing this on your own, like with no help?
Shoot. It feels good. I can't lie. It feels good. I'm very proud, to be able to say that. It feels good. I ain't gonna lie. I'm very proud to be able to say that.
But one day somebody big gonna come.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just gotta wait. Continue to keep putting in the work.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
Is it hard getting those movies on Tubi and stuff like that? Because I know
some
people.
No, because for me, I have a distributor, and there's distribution companies where you give it to them and they get them on there for you. But there's also some other sites I think that you can upload your movie yourself or whatever. But I just prefer to let a distributor do it, pay them their cut, take care of this for me, and I go about my business.
Okay. Yeah. So out of the 3 movies, which one would you say resonated with your life more than anything?
Deceitful Passions, my very first one.
Okay. And why is that though?
Oh, wow. Okay. So when I wrote Deceitful Passions, again, I was working at that prison. And at that time, I was going through hell in my relationship. Okay. And so Deceitful Passions, although it is not a true movie with, the violence and things that went on in there, but it is a movie that comes from a place of hurt. And so that's why in the movie, the wife is experiencing infidelity. She's hurt. She's going through a lot emotionally. So that was me just taking my emotions and putting them on paper and putting them in that book, which later turned into a movie. But that was really what I was experiencing in my marriage at that time.
It was real life.
Yeah, baby. Okay.
Hey, let's hear it. They say when you write down your thoughts and you journal and stuff like that, all of that stuff is like, that's real life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Life. So, and that makes the best work from a lot of people. Because look at Mary J. Blige, when she was going through it, and at her lowest point, she was making some of the greatest movie back in my time. I don't know how old you are, but just a lot of people, when they do stuff that comes from a place of realness in their life or their friend's life or something like that, it's like kind of some of your best work. Yeah,
it's real. It's real life though. Yeah. So how was it being like influenced by Kamal Smith? Like how was it, being almost like he is your mentor? Would you say?
Yeah, Yeah, he is. I guess. Oh, boy, himself. I love Kamal. That's like my brother. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the people that took me under his wing and taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? And if I had questions, because I am a person that will Google, I will read, I will find out. But if I couldn't, I'll pick up the phone. Kamal, and he just never had a problem with sharing.
That's good.
And we've just been. Listen, I just talked to him today. Like he'll send me stuff inspiring. I'll send him stuff inspiring. Like, that's like my brother for real.
Oh, shout out to Kamal, man. I heard nothing but good stuff about him.
Oh, those are lies.
Yeah.
No. He's a cool dude.
I ain't say that, Kamal.
No, yeah. That's my boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in one of your interviews, you said, when I realized that I was going to walk away from my previous career and dive into filmmaking wholeheartedly, I cried my eyes out one Sunday morning. I laid in the bed with my husband.
I did.
And you was grieving. You said it was scary. You thought about your job for a while after quitting. And you battled saying, you know what I'm saying, like, was this a good move? What would you tell somebody who almost in that same place wanted to quit their 9 to 5 or have quit and was scared? Like,
just to allow yourself to grieve. And for me, I had to realize, because I couldn't understand for a minute, like, why am I so hurt about this job that I asked God to remove me from? So people probably think like, oh, that happened so fast for her. No, but it was like years. I had started driving to work. I wasn't listening to music anymore. I was driving home. Not listening to music. I was talking to God because I was being mandated. I couldn't go to a lot of my family events because I had to work, and that was in my contract. I signed that if you don't come to work for your shift, I got to do your 8 hours. I might have to do 12, 16. So I missed a lot of the time of my older children growing up. So it was just like, at one point, I just started talking to God, like, okay, I'm ready to leave here. What's more for me? What else do you have for me? Like, what else? So I would just say, allow yourself to grieve. But, after you go through that grieving process, come up out of it and then just be thankful, because I had to pull myself out of it for a year. I missed that job. Like, I was still scared for a whole year. But then I started talking to myself, like, you better change this because God gave you what you asked for. Now you might seem like you're unappreciative.
Right.
So you better get out of that.
Though. That's
you know
hard.
what I'm saying? I had to tell myself, like, you don't want God to take this back from you because you're still grieving about something where he told you, hey, it's okay. You asked for this. I gave you this and you're going to be all right. And so, yeah, I had to get over it. Yeah.
Okay. I know a lot of people, they want to get out of, like I said, that 9 to 5. I call it a rat race.
Yeah. And
they got so much to see. Their dreams are way bigger, but they're in a comfortable state and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, I've had a lot of people reach out to me because I quit my job. And they like,
you almost get rich like that.
Yeah.
Telling that story.
Yeah. They like, you quit your job, and they want me to encourage them to quit their job. Well, I'm not that person because it may have worked out great for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to work out for you. And I don't want you to ever look at me and be like, well, you told me to quit. Well, no, the first thing I would tell you to do is make sure your money is up. Make sure your credit card bills is paid off. Make sure you pay your car off, or different things that you can do so when you do walk away from your job, you have a nice amount of money saved up and stashed up for a rainy day or an emergency, and use that job that you're at while you have it. Let's say if you know you have something you want to invest in.
Okay.
You want to do a clothing line. You work for the state. Okay, I'm going to take some of my money. I'm going to work some overtime. I'm going to take some of this money that they paying me, and now I'm going to go get me a printing machine. I don't know anything about, but whatever it is that you need to get your own business started, then you use some of your money or some of the resources from the job that you're currently in that you want to walk away from to establish what it is that you want to do. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Have a plan. That's all I'm saying. Have a plan. I'm not telling you to quit or not to quit, but have a plan. Have it mapped out. Write it down. You know what I'm saying? And as you start seeing these things come into fruition, start checking them off your list.
Yeah.
And then when you get like, dang, I done paid off these credit cards. I don't got no debt right now, but I got this saved. Okay, I got my business up. I got my printing machine. I got my T-shirts, my jogging pants, blah, blah, blah. I didn't establish my social media page to advertise on for free, this, and that. Don't just quit. Now, if you have this option where you can take a 6-month leave or you can take a year leave to see how things work for you. And while you're on that leave, you're building up your own business. That's a great thing.
That's good.
Instead of just completely quitting. But it worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? That was a suggestion from one of my friends, like, don't quit going to leave. And I was like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You know, but
17 years for sure.
Like, I ain't trying to hear that, but it worked out for me. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna be the person that give you a plan before I tell you just quit your job.
That's smart because we don't hear that though often. We hear quit your 9 to 5, but they don't say,
no.
you know, like you just did, like map out your plan, you know, get a savings account.
Yeah,
make sure you got at least 10,000
saved up
for a rainy day.
You got to.
For sure. So do you ever feel like, okay, I've made it in the movie scene?
No, I definitely haven't made it.
Or, you know, like, okay, I'm successful in it now, or, you know, I've made it to where I can be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, these 3 movies did really good.
I'm definitely comfortable.
Okay.
But I won't say that I feel like I've made it, because my dreams for myself are so big that they're scary still sometimes, because I be like, God, listen, I want to do this, I want to do that, where I'm trying to go. I see what you've done for others. I see Tyler Perry is a billionaire. God, I would like to be a billionaire too. And I know that it is possible. So for me, I just kind of got my foot in the door. You know what I'm saying? And I try to, I'm not going to say humble, because they say when you look up the definition of humble and all of that. So I got to find another word. But I just try to stay at a level where I feel like God always know that I appreciate everything that he's doing for me.
You went to the Rick Ross conference, and I just want to know, like, what were some of the gems that you took from that, being around somebody like Rick Ross?
So just the biggest thing is just being in a room with people like that, who were Black and successful with money, who were able to do the same thing, wake up when they want to, go to sleep when they want to, travel when they want to, go eat where they want to, fly somewhere and come back. Like, that is always inspiring to see for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had a lot of different speakers there. They talked about different ways to do businesses, things, you know, to invest in when you are investing, what you should have. They talked about attorneys getting sued. It was just a lot of knowledge. And then there was a lot of networking in there. You know what I'm saying? So, but the biggest thing is just, I like to put myself in rooms. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like it's beneficial to me, and I like experiences. So what another person might be like, I'm not paying for that, or I'm not doing that, I might do it because I want that experience.
People,
you know what I'm saying?
What is so?
Because it just, if your mind is already open and you're receiving, and then to get in those rooms and to see that excellence, especially Black excellence, it just makes you want to do it even more. Because those type of people, man, they ain't trying to have no drama for real. Especially people who got more money than you. You know, show me, when I get even more money, show me where y'all going. What y'all doing? For sure. Because I want to go too. I want to drive that too. I want to eat that too. You know what I'm saying? Show me the next level of success and what it looks like. So I can mark it on my book when I make it there. I can put it on my bucket list, and those can be some of the things that I experience and do. And so I just love that, just being in the room, talking to him, kicking it with him. And it was a great experience. The house, you know what I'm saying? The hospitality, it was just a great experience. Being picked up every day in the Benz, and
that's crazy.
Driven to the house and stuff like that. It was just being by the pool, which I'm not saying that we don't have a pool or we don't, you know what I'm saying? But it's just on a different level to just see it, you know what I'm saying? And so I like it, honey.
It's always good to even be around people like that, that's doing better than you. Like,
I love it.
If all of your friends is doing the same thing, or y'all on the same level, I think you should open up your circle a little more. Yeah. And I'm not saying don't be friends with them no more, but you need to see more. You need to experience more. And people like, well, I ain't paying $10,000 for no mentor, but you would pay $70,000 to go to college.
Listen, you would buy a purse.
Yeah,
Chanel bag. Chanel bags, $10,000. No,
to look like something,
to
like
carry a purse. Yeah,
no, I'm straight.
So here's the thing, and that's what you have to change your mindset. You change your thoughts, you change your life. Because at the end of the day, you just got to be willing to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself like you invest in somebody else. Invest in yourself like you invest in Louis Vuitton. Invest in yourself like you invest in Chanel. Invest in yourself like you invest in Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't getting a dime to walk around carrying somebody else's, and don't get me wrong, because I love everything I just named. But you don't get a dime to go wear none of that just to look good,
For sure.
whatever the case may be. But if it's anything that I want to do or I feel like it's going to make it better for me, even for my kids, I want them to experience all of that. You know what I'm saying? I want my husband to experience it too, because he's always been a go-getter and going to get his money and do things like that. But I still want to, if I can take him to the next level or help him advance, and he could do the same for me just by putting me in a room or bringing me around people, and I'm bringing him around people, and we both sitting back looking like, hey, wait a minute, this is... okay.
Yeah. God said when two come together, oh my God.
And when my children see that and they see these things, like their mindsets are changing and it's open. My daughter tell me all the time, she's 24, she's going to school to be a nurse. She be like, Mom, see how you better on yourself and your life just changed. And now she's quick to be like, well, I don't know, and just a lot of the things that I do, my kids be right by my side. They get to experience it with me. So when they become grown and adults, they'll already be used to, you know what I'm saying, these certain type of levels or things, you know what I'm saying? So it'll keep them inspired to hopefully to do great things.
Yeah.
And
show their kids.
Yeah.
And it starts something, it'll break that kind of like that generational curse we had. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't used to travel and stuff like that. So last but not least, if somebody wanted to follow, like I said, your footsteps in becoming a filmmaker.
Okay.
What are some things you would tell them? Like, what are some things that you've seen or mistakes that has happened, starting to become a filmmaker that you've done?
Just make sure you guys are asking questions. Ask questions. When you're hooking up with these people who telling you they're producers, they're directors, and they're giving you these prices and stuff like that, don't be so in a rush to just pay it. Find out, what are you paying for? What is the job that they're doing for you? What is their resume? See who they've worked for. Watch the movies that they've said that they've worked on or been a part of or that they've made, and see if it's to the standard or the quality of what you want your work to be and what you want your work to look like. Go follow people that inspire you. Go follow some writers. Get on YouTube. Learn just the different genres of movies. Learn who does what. The difference between an executive producer, the difference between a regular producer and a director, and just things like that. Educate yourself. Learn as much as you possibly can, and just don't be naive.
Okay. Some good tips.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, once again, I appreciate you for stopping by, spending time
Thank you
with
for
me
having me.
at the lab. I do got one more thing, though. I'm just curious to know. What would be your 3 main keys to a successful marriage?
3 main keys to a successful marriage. So, wow. Put God first. Try to get with someone that you're equally yoked with. And if you're not equally, let's say you get together when you're young or whatever, because people change over time. Just make sure you're growing and that they're growing too, and try to grow in the same direction. Have a conversation before you even get married about what do you both think about disciplining children? If you both want children, talk about credit scores. Is it important to you to have good credit? Talk about finances. Talking about traveling. When you want to have children, if you don't already have them, because kids change the dynamics of a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to travel and just work the first 5 years, and then after you've done everything you wanted to do, then have children? But when you get in a marriage, stay prayed up. Try to get you some friends who are in a good, positive, healthy relationship and space. And then don't tell all your business to everybody else, because if y'all mad and y'all go through stuff, you tell other people, they do talk about it, and they may not forgive them, but you've forgiven them, you've moved forward, and now it's hard for you because they looking at you with the side eye, and they could be going through something or going through something worse than what you've been through. And just have... People say good communication is the key, which it is, but being able to receive the communication that is being given to you, or when somebody's talking to you, be open to receive it. And if you've had any type of drama or any type of thing that you need to heal from, go somewhere and heal, so that when your partner is talking to you, you can receive it from a different level. Because if you receive it from a hurt space, then you're going to react from a hurt space. But if you receive whatever it is that they're talking to you about from a healed space, then you'll react from a healed space, which is two totally different things.
Those are some good tips. I never really put those in perspective like that. But I appreciate you for telling us that. I hope that y'all can use some of these tips from a successful married boss. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody who's, you know what I'm saying, really doing it. So I hope that, y'all taking.
Listen, it took a lot of growing up. It took a lot of just maturing. It took a lot of healing. A lot of healing.
And that's fine though.
Yeah.
People don't know how to heal now. Yeah. They don't want to heal no more. Like
taking accountability.
Yeah.
Taking accountability for your actions. Taking accountability. If you're mad and you're angry at someone for what they've done to you in a relationship over the years and stuff like that, you can be mad because you expected different, because you love them. But you got to take accountability for staying, because nobody made you stay. So then once you take that accountability for staying, now you got to figure out why you stayed. What made you feel like they was worth going through what you went through? Or what made you feel like you were not good enough to leave and move on? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot. It's a lot.
You sure you're not a therapist?
Listen. Sometimes you gotta be your own therapist when you get tired of crying to your friends about the same things and stuff like that. You gotta talk to God, and then you gotta take you gotta wake up. Like I said, you gotta take accountability. Once you start taking accountability for a lot of things in your life, it will make you will turn into a whole new person.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you can't blame nobody else now for what it is that they did or did not do. And you figure out that's just who they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't even take it personal when you do what you do, because that's just who you are. So I just got to make the decision if I'm going to deal with it or if I'm not going to deal with it. And if I do deal with it, I got to figure out how I'm going to deal with you to where I can accept what it is that you do, or set my boundaries. Yeah. Setting boundaries is amazing.
That came with a lot of inner work, though.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't want to do the inner work.
And I'm still doing the inner work.
But the inner work don't stop, though. Yeah. But it's hard to do the inner work, though. And I tell people all the time, the inner work is really what's going to change you, though. Yeah. You can look amazing on the outside, but if your internal is toe up, it's going to show up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So please, y'all, do the inner work, man. Please, please, please. Where can they find you at?
So you can find me on Instagram. My personal page is _hey, HEY _Queen, QUEEN. Or you can find me on Facebook at Renika McQueen. And then I also have a Instagram page for my business, which is simply Chasing Connor Productions.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's it.
They can go find the movies on Tubi.
Yeah, you can find the movies on Tubi. You can find them on Prime Video. You can find them on several other streaming networks. But watch them either on Tubi. Tubi is free. You can download the app on your phone or whatever like that, or watch it on Prime Video. I know everybody has those.
Yeah. So, once again, I appreciate you for stopping by the lab. I hope that y'all got some gems and some juice from this conversation. Like I said, I only bring good people with great conversations.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So once again, you can follow me on the Instagram, of course, YouTube at the Stab Lab Network. It's going to be on Apple Music, wherever you listen to your social media, music platforms, whatever. But you can follow me at Perfect Timing, PERFECT _TIMING. And I hope that y'all staying well, staying blessed, because 2025 is coming.
Yes.
I love y'all. Stay tuned to the next episode of the Stab Lab Podcast.